Hi everybody, how's it going? This is Babylon 5. This is season 5, episode number 5. This episode is called Learning Curve. Last episode was really different. We got to see these two maintenance people that work on Babylon 5, Mac and Bo, going around doing their daily duties whilst this invasion or attempted invasion or attack was happening on the station. And we got to see them watching parts of the battle. We got to see them interacting with Londo, Jakar, Delenn, John, Lockley, Michael, and it was quite a fun episode. Actually, I enjoyed it quite a lot to see like this dynamic of these people that we would never have probably met unless this kind of episode happened. And there are so many people we see in the background of these episodes, these shows that I watch, where you never really know what's going on in their day to day. So I really liked that perspective we got of the station from them and how they were talking about things that had happened, like talking to Stephen about the Dilgar War and talking about Lockley being the new captain. And the one thing that actually took me by surprise a little bit was them talking about Susan, and when she left, and I was like, oh, hang on, when they were talking about, was it because of Marcus? Was it because she wanted a promotion? And I'm just sat here thinking, we still haven't seen Susan. So whether or not that's confirmation that we possibly may not see Susan again actually hit me a little bit, and I didn't really know how to respond to it. So I think I'm probably at the point now where, because of what was said last episode, I probably am going to watch the credits because I have not yet watched them. But at the same time, I'm a little bit worried because I kind of feel like if I watch them, there might be a finality to something, and I might struggle with that a little bit going forward. I'm going to get on into this. Let's go. Okay, now who's doing the beating ups?
You're behind on payments, Lex. Look at you. You insult me. Now I have to make sure everybody understands that you don't keep Trace waiting for his money.
We haven't seen people getting beaten up for money since season 1. Oh, that's going a step further.
I want everyone to know there's a new power in town, because from now on Babylon 5 belongs to me.
Yeah, it used to belong to an insect.
It's gonna get exactly the same.
Greetings, Sentosa.
Sector Han, welcome.
Shit.
Well, it's good to see you again.
And you, Dylan. We are honored that you would come and meet us.
I don't believe in standing on protocol.
Oh.
Since this is your first time on Babylon 5, I decided to show you around myself.
Thank you.
Oh.
This is Tanir. He comes to the Angler Shock from the religious caste, and that's Rasten.
From the warrior caste?
Originally from the warrior caste. Since you wanted to know how things were, it seemed best to
bring
introduce
recruits
you to some of our more recent additions.
And Tilzar Delenn, it is an honor to
Speak when spoken to.
Got word from Byron about those telepaths you wanted. He's going to send over a couple of candidates to meet you later on today.
I did not think that was going ahead anymore.
Didn't know whether you'd still hang around with those grunts now that you've been promoted.
It's still just little old me, Zach.
I don't think she wanted to sit with him.
Chair here. Why don't
He
you,
pointed at the chair.
Gentlemen?
So, how's it going?
Is that just got
I'm
cake?
just revising the rotation schedule for Star Fury pilots on station patrol.
It just occurred to me that since you were on the other side during the Civil War back home, you might feel some
He ain't letting that go, is
obligation
he?
to help replace some of the fighters we lost during the campaign.
Who said I was on the other side?
Well, I certainly didn't hear your name mentioned by anybody on our side. Now, there've been a lot of rumors about you since you got on board this station, Captain. Maybe everybody else is afraid to ask. I don't have that problem. I answer only to Sheridan, so I want to know just for me, which side were you on?
You're right. I wasn't on your side.
I figured
was on
that
the
out
side
quite
that says
quickly.
it's not the role of the military to set policy. We follow orders until one comes along that violates our conscience. Then we have to decide whether or not to follow it.
There were a
and
lot
take
of orders that
consequences.
violated consciences,
Maybe
though,
proven right,
and
maybe.
she still fought,
Maybe
I
they'll
guess.
stick you in front of a firing squad. You can take a stand without destroying the chain of command.
Did you? Did you take a stand?
Well, now that's none of your concern, Mr. Garibaldi. You asked me if I took up arms against my own government. The answer is no.
There's a lot of lift meetings with
I just
these
had
guys.
a very frank and open conversation with Mr.
The canteen?
Garibaldi.
Meaning he doesn't trust you.
Not as far as he can throw me.
You want me to talk to him?
No. But thank you. No, he's my problem. Not yours. If I can't handle him, I shouldn't be here.
Interesting.
Got here as soon as I could. Let me see.
Oh, they're trying to keep it on the law.
A single PPG burst fired at close range, same as the last one. Any ID?
Name's Lex Moreau. Got here 2 weeks ago. ran up a line of credit at the casino,
Oh,
then disappeared.
Figured out a lot just by looking at the body.
he was trained well.
He's a good talker too. Looks like he had some of them convinced.
I swear, if they try and get Zach, I will be livid.
Take him out tonight.
Well, finally, since we've opened up membership in the Anla to all the other Alliance races,
They keep
we've
changing
been
the
joined
symbol on
by
the
a few
table.
recruits from the outworld.
2 Drazi, a pair of Yalu,
Pakmara?
3 Abai, and a Pakmara. So what are we to do with the Pakmara?
She'll find something.
Our training methods were created by Minbari to serve Minbari.
Not other
But if
races.
there is any lesson to be learned from the humans, it is that we are made stronger by our differences, not weaker. Interesting thing about the Pakmara is that they're everywhere.
Yes.
They limp from planet to planet. We see them every day, but no one wants anything to do with them.
Well, and you blame them.
Use them
You
as
miss the
smugglers?
point. For all intents and purposes, the Pakmara are invisible, ignored, shunned. People go to great lengths not to notice them. Can you think of a race better suited to work as couriers?
I'm very much concerned about your aide, Lanier.
Are we going to see
He's
him?
training much harder than he should. He's taking on too much, pushing himself to the limit in combat training.
To be the
Sometimes
best.
he's reckless. I wonder if he's trying to prove something. Maybe to me,
To Dylan.
maybe to himself, maybe to someone else.
Oh, this guy knows.
I'm also concerned. Watch him for me, Durval. If he continues in this way, let me know.
Zach here will see to it that you get special comm links by the end of the week. Only he and I will have the ID numbers. Then,
What if they get stolen? They're going to
We'll
get
see what
stolen,
happens.
aren't they?
that's all.
This group that Byron has, they don't like
next
to
time-
speak, do they?
Try to contain your enthusiasm for the job. I need you to pull a security jacket on Captain Lockley, see what's inside.
Are you nuts? That information is personal and classified.
And look, I did the same thing when Sheridan came on board. I just think it's a good idea that we know who we're
He
dealing
said
with.
this before,
You
like
gotta
he even
bug up,
checked
you
Susan
bug
out,
up.
didn't he?
But did it ever occur to you that just because somebody doesn't agree with you, that doesn't mean they're the enemy?
No.
You sent the message?
Yeah. Yeah, I sent it. He'll be here in a few minutes.
Shit.
Good. Right, we've got to find
Wait,
a
you
place.
promised me. You promised me money for a ticket home. Been stuck here so long, and you promised me.
There you go. And we've got to find a place to leave the body where it's going to be seen for a while. This
Holy hell.
time. I got a place.
What body? Wait, you said you were just gonna scare him into leaving you alone. You didn't say anything about killing anyone.
All the more reason for you to leave then, isn't it? Bye-bye.
No, I can't.
Oh, they're going to
I
kill
can't go
her.
along with this. No! Let me go!
We shouldn't get involved in things like this. They will only compromise our mission. Our mission is to save life. Now let go.
How badly is he hurt?
Bad. If he were human, he'd be dead right now.
Oh.
The woman he saved called security. They got there as fast as they could, but the ones who did this heard them coming and escaped. Zach's checking things on his end.
Oh, angry Dylan face is
See to it he
terrifying.
lives, Doctor. Make him well enough to stand. We will do the rest. Mora dum.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It's like revenge?
It refers to a part of Ranger training. It means the application of terror.
I can't have a bunch of vigilantes running around my station.
Captain, all members of the Alliance, including Earth, have recognized the independent authority of the Rangers. Under the new constitution, the Anla are above local security and police forces. Yours.
So
included.
it's their jurisdiction.
Pulling rank. I assume that you don't mind if I ask the president his opinion.
You've already spoken. He supports this.
I can't believe it. It's not like him.
It's not like him. How?
You see anything?
Nothing. Nobody's around. Can't see a damn thing.
Oh,
Jerry.
shit. The scream,
Jerry,
man.
you there? What happened? Why are you doing this?
I love that they're just standing
Stay
there.
away from me.
Because he's terrified. He's terrified. That's the whole
Understand
point,
you,
right?
Stay away from me.
Hand to hand? Or does he get one as well? Oh, he gets one as well.
Oh no, not a chance. I'm not fighting all of you.
Not all of us.
Just him.
Just him.
Oh, this guy's just... Oh, hang on. We're just all down in tools. We know Minbari is stronger, so this guy should, like... I'm surprised he got beat up to the extent he did anyway. I know there was many of them, but...
You, got the captain's file?
No.
Oh.
Go away.
I could just peek.
You know, Michael, you and Minbari have one thing in common. You never know when to leave something alone.
Did he delete his history? Oh, shit. Is this gonna be bad?
I spoke to the captain today. At one point, she said she couldn't believe that you would authorize the Maradum. She said, it's not like you.
Oh, she's out mad.
What did you mean by that, John? I'm going to pretend that you were going to tell me this sooner or later.
Oh, shit. What happened?
I was just looking for the right time.
10 seconds after you thought of it would have been good.
What happened?
You all right?
I think so. It just takes some getting used to.
Oh, man. Did they have a thing? I really enjoy it when we get an episode where we learn more about people we've known for a long time, or even the cultures or the worlds where they come from. And to see this little extra insight into the Rangers was something I never expected, really. Seeing them having the meditation lesson at the start, that Pac Mara was my favourite thing about that. Learning that, you know, the teachers that taught Delenn, probably taught Marcus, probably even taught Jeff, were having a visit to the station to give her an update on things that were happening, how the ranger training was progressing. I thought was really nice to see. Seeing how, you know, when we did get there was these two young recruits, one of which warrior caste, one of which religious caste, which still seems to have a little bit of tension between them, even after everything that happened with Naroon, was really interesting because we saw how they both reacted differently when the lady who was trying to set up Zach with this guy who was wanting to take over the running of the down below of the station was in trouble, and the religious caste wanted to help. The warrior caste Minbari didn't really want to get involved because he felt like if he died his life wouldn't have had meaning, whereas the religious caste ranger was more like, we've got to go help people, that's what we're trained to do, that's our job. For him then to get beaten up as badly as he was, which was interesting because we've seen Lanier when he picked up Marcus, we've seen Marcus fight, so we know rangers are taught incredibly well. And I know this guy hadn't finished his training, but I would have thought he was maybe strong enough to have fought, especially with Minbari having, you know, being stronger as a race. I would have thought, you know, he would have stood a better chance, but they did say because he was physically stronger, he didn't die. So that was kind of the one thing that made sense. And then, you know, seeing how he then had to go through this whole situation of he then had to face that guy by himself, and John allowing it, and then Zach kind of being there. Michael's still trying to figure out what's going on with Lockley because he knows there's something, you know, that John's been keeping from everybody in regard to her, why she was brought aboard here. So then this whole fight taking place, Delenn having that conversation with Lockley about terror was probably one of my favourite parts of this episode. When Delenn goes Delenn terror mode, it's my favourite. Like, you do not want to cross her. Michael talking about everything happening with the Drac, and the one common denominator about all of those things Michael was going through about Minbari not giving up was Delenn, and I liked that, but he never really made that connection. So to see this guy go through this process, beat the guy who was wanting to take over, finding himself really and saying his name belongs to him only, I thought was really, really cool. Everyone having issues and worries about Lanier's intensity of his ranger training was an also nice little kind of tiny little bit of nutmeg information we got there, because we know why Lanier's being so intense, why he's out to prove something, who he's out to prove something to. And, you know, then the end scene was interesting because from the looks of things, it seems like John's obviously had maybe a relationship with Lockley in the past, and that is why she is now here aboard the station, even though technically she was fighting for Clark. And, following Clark's orders because that was the orders she signed up to follow. So how that's going to impact John and Delenn going forward is going to be interesting. And then the one thing that kind of made me the saddest though was actually finally watching the opening credits and them not having Susan in it. And that did solidify what the guy said in the last episode about her leaving. And I was just a bit like, but my favourite thing was like going through the years. I loved that. And getting Jeff and hearing Jeff was just my favourite thing. I don't think they're my favourite credits of the series, but I liked them a lot. I may go watch the next one and I will see you guys later. So thank you.